Yo, I'm live. Skin the hard away, Southern T. Back with another EP. And today I'm here for a good time, not a long time. I got some news. I got some news in the this this the messy wire. It's messy time on Southern T. You know what I mean? Y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all come in, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you ain't subscribed to the channel. Greatly appreciate that. Greatly appreciate that. Today, I'm here with some news. From this is not the rumor mill. That's what I want to say, but it's really not what this is. This is from uh this is like post fight. Post Canelo Bivol. Everybody had a lot to say, like reaction news. This is from fighter to fighter. You know what I mean? Shout out my guy Lewis McCullum. Appreciate you sliding through this, John Lewis. Shout out my guy Ben Hamilton. Appreciate you sliding through this, John Ben. Glad you could make it, Pim. Glad you could make it. Shout out my guy Phil J. What's good, Phil J? Appreciate you sliding through this, John Phil J. Glad you could make it. But yeah, Chris Arreola, Chris Arreola was just one of the many fighters, to weigh in on, the Canelo Alvarez and Bivol fight. You know what I mean? And Chris Arreola, had some choice words, for Team Canelo Alvarez, and Eddie Reynoso. You know what I mean? Let me make sure I'm talking right. Yeah. Canelo Alvarez and Eddie Reynoso. Y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all hit that like button for your boy when y'all roll on in. Greatly appreciate it. But Chris Arreola, he posted this on his Instagram. This wasn't an interview. Nobody asked him for this. This was information that Chris Arreola wanted to give us himself. Chris Arreola posted on his Instagram, and I'm gonna read it directly from his Instagram, so go on, baby, go on. I'm gonna read it directly from his Instagram, so I'm not capping. Chris Arreola said on his Instagram, he said the reason Canelo lost is because he didn't have his stake. You know what I mean? And he also said Eddie Reynoso is overrated as a trainer. Now, before I read this, I want y'all to do your boy a favor. Click that like button when you roll on in. Greatly appreciate it. Greatly appreciate it. This came straight from Chris Arreola, Instagram himself. He posted this in his stories on his Instagram. He said, "Well, my girl Destiny, what's good, Destiny? My baby Destiny, what's good, Destiny? Appreciate you. Like, we smoking that Canelo pack. Fuck you talking about, Destiny? We smoking that Canelo pack. Fuck are you talking about? We smoking that Canelo pack, man. Shout out my girl Destiny. But yeah, this is what Chris Arreola said. Chris Arreola said, blame it on the veggie diet. Should have had that Mexican meat. Yeah, I said it. That man said, yeah, I said it. I'm going to read it again. Blame it on the veggie diet. Should have had the Mexican meat. Yeah, I said it. And then he followed that up by saying, I'm not saying it, but I'm saying it. Eddie Reynoso ain't that good of a boxing coach. Canelo is a great fighter, but Reynoso is an average trainer with a great talent. Joe Goosen. Joe Goosen is a better boxing trainer. Just saying. Now, this came straight from Chris Arreola. You know what I mean? Straight from his IG post, straight from his story. What's good, pimp? Shout out my guy, H.I. Young. Appreciate you sliding through this, John H. Glad you can make it. Shout out my girl, Cassandra. Appreciate you sliding through this, John Cassandra. Shout out my guy, Phil. Appreciate y'all sliding through this, John. Glad y'all can make it. Y'all do like my girl, Destiny said. And smash that like button for your boy. Greatly appreciate it. And yes, Chris Arreola did fight Andy Ruiz, Phil J. He most definitely did. But Chris Arreola, I just told you what Chris Arreola had to say, and I'm gonna just say this. Now, if people like me say that, the YouTubers, they just gonna put it on the table. People like me, the YouTubers, the non-Canelo fans, when we say something like that, people call us haters. They straight up call us haters. Now we got a boxer, you know what I mean, and Chris Arreola, who came out his mouth and who said a lot of the same things, that I myself said, and then that I heard a couple other people saying, you know what I mean? That he brought up again. So is Chris Arreola a hater because he brought up the fact that Canelo had popped dirty for steroids before by saying he didn't have his Mexican meat when everybody know that there's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Chris Arreola is a Mexican. He know that, yeah, some of that meat is tainted in Mexico, but he also know that you couldn't get that large quantity of Mexican meat in you for it to show up in the test. So he trolling Canelo at that. Is Chris Arreola, the former boxer, is he a hater? You know what I mean? Is he a hater as well? Over 50 fights, Chris Arreola. Is he a hater? Is he a hater when he say, man, Eddie Reynoso really not that good of a trainer? Eddie Reynoso really, shout out my girl Destiny Black in the super chat. She said, just because you my babes. Appreciate you, babes. Love you, boo-boo. Is Chris Arreola a hater? Is Chris Arreola a hater when he say Eddie Reynoso really average? Like, he ain't that good of a trainer. You know what I mean? I said the same thing. I think Eddie Reynoso is more of a physical trainer. Like, he could get your body ready. You could work out with him to get ready for the fucking fight. But as far as them in the ring adjustments on what to do in the fight, him having the game plan on what to do, Eddie Reynoso suck. You know what I mean? But when I say that, I'm a Canelo hater. I'm a team Canelo hater. You know what I mean? But this is Chris Arreola saying this out his mouth. You know what I mean? Chris Arreola, well-respected fighter. Well-respected fighter is Chris Arreola. You know what I mean? Chris Arreola been in there with the best of the best. Wilder, you know what I mean? Ortiz, you know what I mean? Andrew Ruiz, you know what I mean? He been there with some of the best, you know, fighters, you know what I mean? Warrior Chris Arreola. And a lot of people, it's a misconception out here that everybody think that, oh, Canelo, you know, is, you know, the greatest thing since sliced bread. But a lot of those people, a lot of those Mexicans, a lot of those former Mexican fighters themselves, they don't think as highly of Canelo as a lot of the fans do. You know what I mean? Manuel Marquez, Eric Morales, and Chris Arreola, you know, to add his name to the list. You know what I mean? A lot of them, you know, understand what Canelo is doing, what Canelo did. You know what I mean? And I mean, you know, as far as, you know, not necessarily fighting the best competition, you know, when it presented itself, you know, to him, you know, the cherry picking and everything. A lot of them can see that. You know what I mean? So it's not just me that's saying this. You know, I'm not a Canelo hater. You know, it's not just me. We just pointing out the facts of what actually happened. You know what I mean? That's all that we doing. We don't ignore the facts. We state the facts. You know what I mean? And that's what I feel like Chris Arreola was doing here. He basically just gave his opinion, not whether you like it or you love it or whatnot. I thought this was interesting because this is something that I said myself. You know what I mean? So is Chris Arreola hating on Canelo because he bring up the Mexican meat excuse that everybody know is a lie? Is Chris Arreola a hater because he say, well, Eddie Reynoso can't really coach? He said the same thing that I said. Eddie Reynoso got one fighter, and that's Canelo Alvarez. Without Canelo Alvarez, Eddie Reynoso will be trash. Eddie Reynoso has lost his two biggest fights of his career this year. Canelo Alvarez versus Bivol and goddamn Valdez. He dropped the ball this year as far as a coach go. Your two biggest fighters just took L's this year. You know what I mean? You got to look at yourself as a trainer. You know what I mean? But I ain't going to keep you out here. You know, I ain't going to keep you out here, but that's all I got. I told you I was here for a good time, not a long time. I just thought there was some interesting news coming from Chris Arreola. You know what I mean? He put this up on his Instagram. He put this up, you know, he put this up on his Instagram. He put this up, you know, by himself. I don't know if it's still up there because he put it in his stories, but, you know, this came straight from the horse's mouth. Chris Arreola, you know, free volunteered this. I'm sure if this your first time hearing about it, I'm sure you go hear about it later from somewhere else. You know what I mean? But that's all I got. Make sure y'all, you know, watch my previous Sudden Teas. Make sure y'all watch the future Sudden Teas because I also got the inside tip on what Canelo gate numbers was for his gate. And I got some interesting news to tell y'all that y'all may or may not like about Canelo gate numbers. Now, he did a pretty decent gate number, but guess what? It was a lot less, substantially less than what Errol Spence did at his gate. And people call me crazy for saying that Errol Spence, you know, could be becoming the new face of boxing, you know what I mean? But y'all know how I like to compare shit, you know what I mean? But I got those Canelo Alvarez's number. I'm let y'all know, you know, what my sources told me, you know, those gate numbers was, you know what I mean, on the next Sudden T. Be on the lookout. But that's all I got. Skin the Hardaway Sudden T. This ain't the past, this ain't the future, but this the present. That's how we rocking. And I'm out. Love.